Hi there, this is Kim from Kim's Creative Corner, and I blogged this card last week as a challenge card that I did, and I got asked if I would do a video to show the mechanism and at least just how to make it work. But it's just a fun barn opening card, and I put a scene on the back. So it took me a while to get everything together, so I am hoping that this video goes well, but I am going to show you how to make this. We won't decorate it, but just how to make the mechanism, okay? So let's get started. These are the parts that you're going to need. The main part is 5.5 by 5 3/4, and it's scored at 4 1/4. Then you're going to need 4 barn doors, which are the front and the back, and I have scored these. I wanted them to look like wood. I don't know if you can see that real well, but I have not scored these, I'm sorry, embossed these using the Stripes and Splatters embossing folder. And then you are going to need 10 of these little tiny strips that are 1/4 by 4 inches. And then these two are our mechanisms, and I'll show you how to make those. But they're 1.5 inches by 5 inches, and they're scored on the short side at 3/4. Okay, so I think that's the biggest thing, is we're gonna work on these. But then inside, I wanted my barn to be, well, I don't know if I wanted it to be, but from living on a property with a barn, barns are never clean, right? So I didn't want to use white for my scene inside the barn. I wanted to make it a little dusty. So I used Sahara sand at 3 3/4 by 4. But you could use, the basic white if you wanted your scene to be brighter. But anyhow, so let's get started putting this together and making the mechanism for this. So like I said, it's 2 pieces of 1.5 by 5 scored at 3/4. And then what we're going to do is you're just going to take your ruler and you're going to mark with a pencil at 1.5 inches on each side. Okay, so can you see those little marks here? And I've got this one done, I think. Yep. So all we're gonna do is take those and put them in our trimmer. And we want to make an X. So this pencil mark to this corner and this pencil mark to this corner. And I just laid them on my gutter of my cutter for the mark on the corner, and I'm just going to score that. Okay, and then I'm going to do the opposite side the same. Pencil mark, corner. So you can see that closer. Okay. Again, a score. And you want to do that for both strips. Okay. So now you can see we have X's there. And what we want is we want to make these opposite. So they're going to end up looking like this. So we have to cut out the side sections on each one. Okay, so we'll get our paper snips. And all you do is cut at the angle, the outside angle, and from the top. Outside angle and from the top. There you go. Now, all we want to do is bend these so that they are gonna, like they would make a triangle on the top. Okay, just like that. Same thing, you want this flap to come up across in the triangle. Okay, so there you have it. Now we are going to take our 5.5 by 5 3/4 card base that we scored at 4 1/4, which this 4 1/4 will be, this flap is going to be the front of our barn. Okay. So these are going to go on just like this. So we need glue on these cutout sections. Okay. Oops. And we just line it up with the bottom and the side, just like so. Got a little extra glue on there. Just one of the many perks of our Take Your Pick tool. I like to use it to get glue off. I don't know what I would do without this thing. It's like the extension of my left hand. There. Okay. Same thing with the other side. Okay. And then all we have to do is put these flat across, and you're only going to want glue on this little triangle on the very far end, okay? And then we're going to shut our flap and hold that down for a minute. Nothing like waiting for glue to dry, right? I'm curious about what the weather's like in your neck of the woods. Pretty darn cold here in Illinois. Okay, and while that's drying, then remember our inside and outside doors? Well, I went ahead and worked ahead, and I took our strips and glued the strips onto the door. And all I did was start with the crisscrosses. So I glued the crisscrosses first, and then I glued the long sides, and then I took one strip, I cut it in half and put it on the tops. Once they were dry, I flipped it over and cut the ends off. So I figured you didn't need to see me go through all of that tedious part. So, and there you have, these are my fronts. So we are going to go back here, hoping it's dry enough. Okay. We're going to go ahead and put our inside of our doors on. So we just need glue from the corner of our score mark here across and down. As I drop the glue on the floor. And I put it with the embossed side up. So when you open up the door, it looks authentic. Same thing for this side. I'm going to go straight across from that diagonal line. Glue it so it's flush with the bottom, and again, I got too much glue. I've been messy with the glue today. I'm getting glue happy. Okay, I'll take my glue eraser to that later. And then we're going to do the same thing with our finished doors on the outside. Better do one at a time. And I just make sure that the mechanism moves with them before the glue dries. That's the beauty of using Tombow glue. You can move stuff. Okay. Same thing on the other side. And there you have it. And it's okay if they don't meet exactly. I think I did better on the sample one. But see, it still doesn't meet exactly. And that's okay, as long as it opens and closes. Still get the fun effect. Yep. So that's how I did that mechanism. And then I just used the On the Farm bundle to decorate with my animals. And the new the celebration day at the farm designer series paper. And then this is the dry brushed metallic paper in the new January mini catalog. And then our flat little daisy embellishments. And I just love that cute little foil windmill. But anyhow, I hope that helps with the mechanism. I hope it makes sense. And let me know if you give it a try. It's super fun and super cute. Have a great day. Bye-bye.